the chaos of everyday life, it's easy to feel like you are constantly besieged, pulled in all directions, overwhelmed by obligations, and losing command of your true self. But what if I told you that the key to a stress-free life isn't about working harder or pushing through the pressure? It is about learning to build walls, the walls of your inner citadel, that protect your peace, your reason, and your virtue. The Stoic Epictetus taught, "No man is free who is not master of himself." In the same way, we can choose to protect ourselves by setting rational boundaries, boundaries that empower us to live a life of purpose and tranquility. Today we'll explore 5 powerful boundaries that can transform your life, reduce your turmoil, and create space for more virtuous action. 1. Erect boundaries with your time. Prioritize with reason. Time is our most precious, non-renewable resource, and yet we often surrender it without a fight. The Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." This teaching reminds us that being rational about how we spend our time can create more space for what truly matters. Too often, we say yes to too many external demands, leaving ourselves overwhelmed and distracted from our primary duty, to live virtuously. By setting clear boundaries around our time, we can focus on what is important. Here is the practical application. Schedule time for reflection and self-improvement as you would a critical meeting. If a request does not align with your principles or duties, do not hesitate to say no. You will find you have more energy for the things that truly matter, and your life will feel more ordered and purposeful. 2. Erect emotional boundaries. Protect your ruling faculty. We all have people and situations that can trigger irrational passions. The Stoics emphasized apatheia, a state of tranquility, free from disturbing passions. Setting emotional boundaries is essential because it allows us to preserve our reason in the midst of chaos. When we don't protect our ruling faculty, we can easily become overwhelmed, stressed, and reactive. The Stoics remind us that we don't have to let external circumstances control how we feel. We have absolute power to decide how we respond. So, how do you do this? Start by recognizing when your reason is being assailed. Is there someone or something that constantly leaves you feeling agitated or anxious? It is a rational act to step back from these situations or limit your exposure to them. This doesn't mean you don't care about others. It simply means you are fulfilling your first duty, to protect your own mind. By creating space between yourself and irrational triggers, you can maintain your inner peace. 3. Erect boundaries in relationships. Foster virtuous interactions. Stoicism teaches that our duty as social beings is essential, but it also stresses the importance of not losing yourself in others' faulty judgments. As Epictetus taught, if you wish to be an extraordinary person, you must be willing to be thought foolish and stupid. This applies to setting boundaries. In relationships, we often give so much of ourselves that we forget to nurture our own character. Healthy boundaries are necessary to create rational relationships, relationships where both people are free to pursue virtue with respect for each other's space and duties. If we don't set boundaries, we risk becoming emotionally entangled and distracted. Here's the key. Have open and honest conversations about your principles and duties. Let others know when you need time for reflection, and be clear about what you can and cannot offer. By setting these boundaries, you create an environment of mutual respect, which leads to healthier relationships. 4. Erect boundaries between work and life. Create space for character. The Stoic path is one of balance, avoiding extremes and living in harmony with nature. Both overwork and idleness can lead to a disordered soul. We all know the feeling of being overworked, but it is just as harmful to have too much free time without purpose, as it can lead to vice and dissatisfaction. When we don't set clear boundaries between our professional duties and our personal life, we lose the ability to fully engage in either. To bring balance, set specific times to disconnect from your profession. When the workday ends, make it a point to focus on other aspects of your life. Family, study, reflection. This balance will help you feel more refreshed and less stressed. 5. Erect digital boundaries. Limit technology's intrusion. In today's digital age, we are constantly plugged in. The Stoics teach us to be masters of our impressions, but the digital world bombards us with them. Constantly engaging with technology can overwhelm our reason and lead to unnecessary turmoil. Digital boundaries are crucial for preserving your mental well-being. It is so easy to get caught up in the never-ending cycle of scrolling and checking notifications. When we are constantly plugged in, we disconnect from the present moment and our own ruling faculty. Here's how to set boundaries with technology. Turn off notifications during certain hours. Limit your screen time, especially before bed. Take regular breaks from the noise of social media to protect your mental clarity. By setting these digital boundaries, you will create more space for reason, for peace, and for presence. Setting boundaries isn't about being rigid or selfish. It is about protecting your reason and creating a life where your character can thrive. By practicing the dichotomy of control and following the Stoic teachings of reason, virtue, and tranquility, we can build boundaries that not only reduce turmoil, but also foster a deeper connection to our highest selves. Remember, you have the power to set limits on what disturbs you. Boundaries are a tool for living more rationally and virtuously. So, take a moment today to reflect on the boundaries you need to erect in your life and how they can help you create the tranquility you deserve. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and share it with someone who could use a little more order in their life. Take care, and may you live with reason and self-command.